Oh, we're in.
We're in. Welcome to the open air booth.
I'll just ignore the fact that I was talking for 2 minutes before that.
I'm Michaela Dunwell. I'm joined here with Aiden, back from fresh off a holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've just had Predator score their first goal.
Lovely.
After a turn from Sneak.
Exactly. Nice, easy turn at the start of the game, but they've converted that real nice.
Aiden, have you watched any of these previous Super League games?
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that's right.
I've come back just for the grand final. So I hope they all appreciate this.
Yep, you heard it here first, folks. This is finals night. This is our third place game against Predator in the red and Sneak in the white.
Thank you very much, Michaela. I appreciate you clarifying that for me. I was about to get real confused. That's awesome. So who's got the better record coming into the finals?
I think it's Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, Predator, Andy Baddox.
Yeah.
They had a big upset, or a semi-decent upset last week against Flatball Z, which are the top-seeded team coming into tonight's final. Just a bit of a fun fact here: Andy Baddox was away that week, so Sean Davis, I believe, leading the charge for that one.
So correlation, not causation. Just putting that out there. I like it. I like it.
So we've got a Nunu here ready to pull the disc to Sneak. We'll see what they can do on offense.
Very nice. Going down, looks like Sam is going to pick up. Okay. I feel like
Up
that's
to
a connection we're going to see a lot tonight.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh!
Another one of those quick turns.
He's a bit too relaxed on the under there, and they've got it moving nice and quick. Oof.
Got Eichner here on the close to the front cone.
Just throws it in nice and easy.
He's got it into.
Who was that?
Maya?
Oh, Luke Meyer, yes.
Yep.
The man himself.
I hear we're potentially on live stream, so I apologise in advance if I pronounced your loved one's last name incorrectly.
This is gold. I love it. I love it. How much shit can we chat?
And we've just had a timeout call, so we'll come back to you after that one.
Okay, easy.
Even know these players? Did they even play much anymore? I haven't seen you guys in so long, I've forgotten your names and stuff. You got different names on for that. You don't have your three-quarters on the road. This is like, I was like, oh, is there anything you need to know about country? He was like, oh, no, not really. Use last names if you can. I was like, alright. Some people I don't know. Yeah, sometimes only they use names. Alright, bring it, quick one. 20 seconds, let's go. What's your last name? Petrie. Sid sounds good. Thanks, sir. Here, boys. Alright, ready to rock? There's not really that much to say. I mean, like, we could have had a little bit of luck involved, but I think we're just playing at our intensity. So, you get the luck and you're playing at your level. Maybe let's do it here. Back and beard. I'll yell out back and beard. And everyone else will yell out, look out for Sid. Yeah. Back and beard! Look out for Sid!
And we're back in after the timeout. Just heard a nice crisp cheer from Predator. Back in bid, I think, is going to be their strategy.
Yeah, going for Sid. That's what we're looking for.
We're in for Sid.
He's the man of the match for Red at this stage. They're loving it. Some pretty big intensity coming out of the gate here. Red seems very keen to get some early Ds, and seems like White's been caught off on the back foot a few times. So let's see if they can pick it up after these first few points.
Yeah, both teams running with 7 players, I think, here.
Yep.
Nice, like a savage look on Super League.
Very rough
Ideal.
look for a grand final, but SA Ultimate be like that sometimes. All the best to the lads on the field today.
And we've got Shantanu with the pull.
Absolute classic. He's been consistent. He's got them all in today. I'm very proud of the man.
And we're up with Ogden.
Okay.
Across to Hong.
Oof.
I think he's stopped trying to force those throws. That might be what's gotten him trouble before.
Absolutely.
Back to Ogden.
Got a
Oh,
few
he's probably
deep
going to look
options.
to shoot.
Oh,
Oh, it's a low throw.
Okay.
Doe really has to get down to that one, but it's just bladed into the ground a bit too quick.
I'd count that as Sammy's throwaway, but I don't know how the stat sheet will reflect that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's all about who's doing the stats.
Yeah,
and we've got Petrie picking up the disc here.
Okay. Sean's hanging out in the deep
And
space.
he's just
gone
pushed.
around for a big blade.
It's a big blade, not
Sean
quite
was
a.
there. He was there, but didn't get the catch, unfortunately. Seng's looking for a fast move. Goes big. Tongue versus Sid. Tongue comes very close.
Goes up high early.
Yes, yes.
While Sid's still having a look around.
Just couldn't get the fingers on it. It was a good effort. It was a good effort.
And we're back with Petrie picking up this disc.
Hey,
Ike now in the lane, heading off deep.
No dump. Baddix is looking around for the around. Yeah, Joe takes the easy. Okay, Sid's coming under. He's very free. Baddix doesn't like the look. It's not a deep shot. And we come back to Sid. Gets a nice easy under the chance, and Lockie's off. Okay, just reset back to Baddix. Got the around to Joe, and Sid's in acres. He's coming under hard. Okay, Meyer's got the disc now. He's looking for an easy. Okay, finds Sid. Oof. And we got a chance. He's looking for the big flick blade. Doesn't go up. Goes nice, easy under. And a bit too quick from Sean there. Lockie's got speed, but not that much.
Bit too flat down the line, I think.
Yes, yes.
There's a bit of breeze, not heaps.
Not enough to warrant that
But,
kind of throw.
Potentially something to note later. It could pick up or it could completely disappear. You never really know.
Absolutely. Sammy's on the far corner now. Let's see if we can get it out of there.
Nobody's moving from the stack for White. Oh, and
he hits the hammer to Seng.
That's very nice.
A dime. Seng's got a nice easy under, but a bit high though. Can he pick it up?
Down to Windsor.
Ooh.
Oh, can't quite grab it before the sideline. Potentially a bit of sideline intimidation there. Happens to the best of us.
It does, it does. Everyone has those days, but we've got Joe looking to walk over for the disc now. Baddix set up in the dump, and Sean looking to do. God knows what Sean's doing at this point. I think he's looking hard for it though. Been cutting a lot from the back of the stack. Lockie's on the deep. Oh, sorry, that's Maya, my bad.
Oh, big poach off by Ogden in the middle there.
Sammy. He's putting in the effort. Okay, Hong throws dump to Tong. Okay, hard up the line by Dylan. 30 comes around. Hard cut. Nice around 30. Tong's got it again. Sammy's coming across. Back to 30.
Sammy wants to keep going. He's going to keep going. It's not often those legs get a big workout like that. Oh, he sent it to him. It's only deserving. He's going to go up big. He's a big man.
An absolute dime from 30.
You know, when Ogden goes running, you really just have to. It's disrespectful not to send it.
Sorry if you guys heard that scream. I just wanted to congratulate 30 off mic. That was beautiful. Sammy had the nice easy, had to come through to him perfectly, and he just read it. So good on White there. They've come back pretty strong in that point. There were a few turns, but they kept it calm and cool until they found a nice option, which is Sammy on the deep cut. Can't really go wrong with that.
That's big man there.
He's a big boy. And now we've got Sammy picking up. Looks like he's going to be pulling. This is White's first start on defense, I believe. So we'll see what they pull out. Got a bit more of a breeze coming through now, so might see some different defensive looks, but yeah. Let's wait and see, hey?
Yep. It's become a bit more of I guess you could probably call it an upwind, downwind. Still pretty gentle though.
Definitely.
It's going to give Ogden a bit of extra boost on his pull.
Not that he needs it, but I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Where is he? I'm sure everyone's feeling a bit tired now. A few points in, no subs. But the weather's lovely tonight, so I'm sure the breeze might cool them off.
It's a long time between points. Just to note, there are time limits between points. So we want to keep the game short, sharp and shiny.
I'd just like to draw our attention to Connor walking in quite late at this stage.
Classic.
Smiling like a madman.
Hasn't got his cleats on. It's going to be at least another 2 minutes till he kicks on the field. But, you know, a sub makes the difference.
Big pull, big pull.
Baddix leaves it to drop.
Yes, yes. Now they're stuck quite deep. They got the defense on. It's lovely. Tongue's looking like he's poaching the under. Got lots of cuts coming in, but none coming off. Joe chucks a high release.
Into the wind. Dangerous. Oh. And Windsor's got a hand on that, and Sneaky going to pick it up on the front of the end zone.
White capitalise on the iffy disc there from Petrie.
Bit of speed in Connor's Connor's pick up to get into the
Yeah.
game now, I think.
Yeah, now that White's looking promising, he's keen to get on the match.
Oh! Just a hammer into the ground there from Ogden. May be a foul call, though. Oh, no, it's just a turn.
Sammy just had a bit of a moment there. We all have a moment sometimes.
There you go, Baddock's looking to hug deep.
Oh!
And Hong with the poach off the dump defense.
Beautiful awareness from Hong. Okay, Sammy's looking to get a reset of sorts, and the hammer comes up. It's good this time. And Seng's great catch there. Coming around the odd shoulder, so it was quite a hard look, but he got it. Great stuff to White there. Weird turnover, but they got the disc back nice and fast and converted it for a goal, so. Okay, so we're back at evens now. Oh, sweet. Back at evens. So White's had a bit of a comeback. They look like they're a bit more energetic and prepared. A lot more aware on defense, which is exactly what you want to see. So we have Connor jumping onto the field.
Yeah, Fletcher coming on, some renewed energy perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he's got his cleats done up yet, but that's
Fresh
all right.
legs.
You know, if cleats aren't going to fall out of shoes like that. I mean,
No.
your feet aren't going to fall out of shoes like that. And he's here for the pull. Steps on early.
No warm-up required for Connor.
He's probably jogged over from wherever he came from.
Yeah, just jogged out from Prospect.
I didn't see him jog, but I like to believe.
We'll just pretend that he did. But he's come on, no warm-up. He's just, he's
can,
ready. He's roaring.
Yeah, you can check the stream later because he came where the camera was facing, I'm pretty sure.
You can watch him waltz up, real blasé. But Connor's pulling into the winds quite a bit. It's picking up. I don't know if you can hear it. I apologise if you can. So it might be a bit tougher than Sammy's previous pull. We'll see how he goes.
And here we go. Fletcher up with the pull.
He's done
Oh, it's pretty nice. It's going to be a nice floaty one. They should definitely get under that. Hong coming down pretty casual.
Yeah.
But he's going to be there for the first pass anyway.
Sits grabs. He's offloaded a bit of a floppy one to Joe.
And they're going
Joe's gone
downwind.
deep. It's tipping away from the field a little bit, and Sean has picked it up.
Davis underneath it.
Great
Is he
grab.
in? Seems
He
like
appears
nobody's
to be.
signalling out.
Great shot, great shot.
Yeah, definitely aided by the wind there. Bit of fade away, but I also gave it that a bit extra boost to get Davis into the end zone.
Got him that bit of oomph. That's it.
Well, Lord, the wind's really picked up now.
Yeah, you said it. It could change in an instant, and it has.
Strange. Don't really get much wind in Adelaide, but every time I say that, I'm pretty sure it gets windier.
You jinx it every time.
I'm not playing. I'm not stressed.
Exactly. It's a much more free-feeling way to watch the game, isn't it? I'm loving it. I'm sure I could get used to this, actually. This is quite interesting.
Unfortunately, you've come in for the last week.
Yep.
Really,
I've missed out on the fun part of the season.
Really lucked it out.
That's right. I'll make the most of tonight. Okay, so what's that? 3-2 to Predator. Okay, so we got Nunu with the pull. He's going to have a bit more resistance than he has in his previous one, so we're going to have to adapt to that.
We've seen in previous games that Predator really like to put that pressure on straight off the pull, so I reckon you're going to see a few hard-running legs coming down if that pull gets high and floaty.
Yes.
They'll definitely be looking to stop the first pass straight off the bat, make life pretty difficult so they can't just shoot straight downwind. And here we are.
Oh,
that's no good. I don't want to call it early, but I think that could be a brick.
And you are correct.
And you know what? Sean Davis won't be happy with that. He just thinks you got one job: pull the disc into the field, and
yeah, one job chance.
He'll be talking to Mount Hotra after this point, saying, "Mate, just take it from the other side." You know, that'll blade right down into the ground for you.
The wind's going to play havoc with some of these throws now.
Got Fletcher. Oh, cheeky high release. He loves those.
Okay, Ferdy's looking deep. Puts it up to Tongue. Tongue's got to
come over his back shoulder.
Oh, just a bit too much wind behind that, wasn't there?
Yeah, just a bit of pop up from the wind at the last minute there. Also, Doe, not the tallest player around.
No, he's not. He's not. But he makes up for it with that vertical hit. So don't count him off too early. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Good dog. He chases good disc. Okay, we've got Baddock's coming in from the back. It is starting to pick up a lot, so he's going to have a bit of trouble throwing it directly upwind, as we know he loves to give it a bit of
We can see Predator in that horizontal, which just means they're trying to make use of that deep space, but it's going to be really difficult.
Look like he's covering a bit of space there. He's making it hard for anyone to make it the under. Okay, throws around.
Hong! Getting horizontal early.
Hungry. He's a hungry boy. Off to Lockie. Lockie's looking at the centre of the Noons. And Lockie's on his bike at this stage. Easy under the mire.
He sort of turned around.
Baddock's burns Sammy. Gets the easy under, and
And
it's
he's
up.
looking for the high, but it's going to float.
Yes, Lockie takes it early. Okay, he's looking for the easy dump to Sean Davis. Davis is looking.
Davis is going to look to send it back to him, I reckon, but he's
And
got
he
a...
just flips it over to Maya for an easy goal, doesn't he?
Maya right at the front cone, too easy. That upwind is going to be...
Bit tougher.
if this wind continues, it's going to be hard to get back. That's not really a position that Sneak want to find themselves in. They're now down a couple of breaks.
No, but they need to get that hunger back. They almost had it a few points there, but they're just a little bit behind. Definitely the big throws are going to be a lot harder going upwind now. So that one from Baddix over there almost ripped and turned a little bit early, but luckily Lockie noticed that and got underneath it. So we'll see. We'll see how White change up their tactics. See how Sneak do.
Whew.
Nunu's going to love this.
He's going to have to make sure he's not going to pull it out the back, I reckon.
Let's see if he's learned from his mistakes. Okay.
Hopefully he's not going to blade it out the same sideline.
We've got to have faith in the man.
Sure do.
I'm sure Sammy, or Sean does. We wouldn't give him the pull otherwise.
Potentially. You never really know. You might get three chances and you're out with Sean Davis.
Nunu's getting pretty close, isn't he? Okay, he's looking for it. Goes the big inside.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's going to come in quite hard if they can catch it. Oh,
Hong, getting the body behind it.
He's a confident man, isn't he?
That's how you catch in the wind. 2 hands with the body full behind.
Throws a bit of a floaty one that's come up, and Sid's got the D. Capitalise on Seng being a bit slow to that disc. Baddix likes to move it quite fast. Gives it off to Sean. And now Sean's looking for a nice reset. Great around to Lockie to open up the field. Oof.
Got no dump now for Eichner. Bit of a problem here. He's
Baddix
looking
comes
for
around,
Baddix,
but
but it's Baddix thinking he's thought, oh, that's for somebody else.
Yep.
No stress. There you got Ogden sending it deep for P, and it's just a bit too far, which is strange to say considering this wind.
Yes, yes. Just a little bit low on that one, but a bit too far. Maybe a bit early. But unfortunately, that's turned it straight back to Predator after their lucky turn. Okay, now Shant's on the far side. He's going deep. Joe's got disc. He's looking for it. He's put it up. It's a bit low, though.
Gonna be low.
But he's megged Shant, which is worth a point, I would say. But everyone's looking...
Just beers for that.
Just beers for that? I'll take a beer. I'm sure Shant would help me out. But that is a couple of quick turns, actually. It means that everyone's getting a little bit knackered. Looks like they're killed over. Might need a bit of a break, but unfortunately that's not going to come just yet.
You got Fletcher picking it up on, I would say, a semi-downwind sideline. It's a hard spot to get out, but if he keeps throwing those high releases, he's going to have a lot of problems.
Yep. You can see the disc is being turned real quick, and that's Maya getting a D. Okay, Sean's picked it up nice and quickly.
He's just looking for the easy dish off.
And he does to
Petrie.
Joe. Congratulations, Predator. Okay.
That's that's really what Predator want. You want to consolidate that downwind. And then you sort of you put Sneak in a bit of a difficult spot.
They have. They've come out of that 2 in a row from Sneak and just grabbed 3 straight. And I don't think Sneak really knows what to do at this point. Gonna have to regroup and maybe try and change things up a little bit. Okay, but this is gonna be their opportunity. It's gonna be their... I don't know where the wind's going at this point. It keeps changing.
It's kind of become a bit more crosswind,
Yeah.
I'd say. It's still fairly downwind, but you're sort of looking at this close corner.
The wind going
There's a
towards
bit of a, as I call it, the dirty corner. It's not where you want to be picking up the disc because it's quite difficult to get rid of it, and it's not really a good corner to huck out of because chances are it's just going to fly out.
Yeah, 100%.
The
dirty corner, I like that.
I swear this isn't a new term. Like
No.
I swear I took it from someone else, but that's all right.
You're bringing it back to Adelaide, I like it.
Something like that.
Just sharing all the lingo with us.
Sure. We'll go with that. yeah, I like that.
Okay, we got Noons pulling. He's on 1 strike.
And hopefully this one will stay in.
He's still pulling the same. He's keeping to that left side.
It's nice and floaty though, which means, Baddock's down on that pull. He's putting pressure on that first pass, which is really what they want.
Okay, got a bit of a squished up stack here. Hong fakes off tongue. He's looking for the dump. Gets it off to Sammy.
Here you go, Fletcher going deep and
that's a
really.
great shot. Oh, almost. That is a good run from Connor and a great shot from Sammy, but I think the wind may have just put a little bit too much on that.
Yeah, and this is really where Sneak don't want to be having another upwind scored on them. If they can stay close, just with that one extra set of legs, that could help them out into the later in this game. But if they let Predator run away with it, like they seem to be doing now, those extra set of legs may not make too much of a difference later on.
No, got to keep the points nice and close at this point. So
And that wind is really gusty.
it's not too nice at this point. We've definitely moved past the perfect weather.
Moves past the thrower's breeze and straight into the terrible breeze.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Sid goes up early, gets taken by Tongue.
Tongue's going to look to be really calm here. Shoots it into Sammy on the front cone.
Absolutely, and Sneak do what they do best. They've come back. Let's see if they can carry this momentum for a few more points and get some more back. Okay, I think Sammy will be pretty excited with that one. Loves catching goals. It seems like a bit of a conversation between him and Joe just discussing whether he was in or not, but Sammy's fancy footwork has definitely gotten him the W there, so Joe's walking off, his head hung. Looks quite demoralised, but I hope he's all right.
I'm sure he'll make it through.
Oh, shit. Forgive and forget, they're on to the next point already.
Now, it's probably pretty key for Sneak here to try and consolidate on the upwind, which isn't as easy as consolidating on the downwind, but in order to stay close in this game, that's kind of what they were going to want to be looking for from this point.
They'll absolutely have to make one back, so need some strong throwing and some very safe options, which I don't think Sneak have been able to execute today. So we'll see if they can calm it down a little bit, just run a smoother offense, give themselves some more space, and hopefully that'll eventuate in a goal.
Yes, this could be... haven't seen any zone yet.
No, we haven't actually, but now that the wind's here, we are... I think it's on the cards.
Could be coming in later, but you never really know. I'm a big fan of, if this game continues the way it's going to go, I'd say to Sneak, you should never go down without trying everything in your arsenal, and I'd say this team is beyond social league level, and they should know how to play a basic zone. So
let's
we
not
could see
assume,
that later.
because you know that makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah, look, true. I'm happy to be proven wrong there.
Absolutely. So we've got Sammy with the pull.
It's going to need to be a big one.
And I think he's
yeah, he's
done it
got
right. He's done it right.
That's going to blade in. Yeah, and it's in. That's what you want.
Okay, he's put Baddix on the sideline. Nice, easy under the locky.
Got Davis going deep. It's going to be a
Davis
low
shoots it through.
throw. Oh. Windsor had I reckon, had a bit of a grasp on that.
He almost had it. Nunu shoots it into Maya for a very quick score.
Very cruisy goal.
It was, wasn't it?
On the downwind.
Exactly what Sneak don't want. They want to be able to stop these guys a lot earlier and not get them, not let them get that ease of movement off the pool.
Definitely.
So might have to try and mix up that strategy a little bit. But I think everyone might be getting a little bit tired at this stage. You know, they're running pretty hard. There's been a lot of turns, so it hasn't been the cleanest game yet, but there's a few points left to go, so let's see if they can hold it for a while.
Yeah, 6-3, not a not a dying scoreline,
No.
but it's definitely at this point Sneak definitely want to be really making sure of those downwind points. They don't want to give any more of those up.
No.
Otherwise, you're sort of getting into a few more dire straits, I would say.
Dire straits indeed. Okay. So we've got Noon's pulling again. He's seeming to adapt really well to this wind. He's got it sorted out. I reckon that one brick was just him testing the waters. Now he's very comfortable.
And here we go. Hotro with the pull, and it's up.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
That's actually that's very good. Very good from Chance. We're off to Sammy in the middle of the field. Got some very disconnected cutting. Got a few under poachers by the looks of it. But he fakes the big, puts it back to Sammy. Floats up nice and high because of that wind. Got Dylan on the opposite side of the field. He's looking for Sammy, looks it off, goes for the arounds. Hits Tongue. Okay, now we're back to Dylan. Wins is very free, not looked, and goes to Connor for a drop / throwaway. Okay.
We've got Predator looking to go for another upwind, which brings them 1 point away from
very strong
half.
throws.
Oh, that's a really nice throw, but it's going to be too far out in front.
Chance has got Lockie and Sean confused there. He's thought there was a bit more pace on that runner, and he's just sent it.
I mean, look, you could argue Lockie probably a bit quicker than Davis, but who is more willing to send their body probably 2 meters
Absolutely, Davis,
horizontally?
every day of the week.
So I think potentially Shantanu focusing on releasing that throw low and giving it lots of power to make sure it sits up in this wind, but then potentially a bit too low.
Yeah.
And it's just hit the ground before Davis can really have a bit on it.
Absolutely. Had a good few turns, and now Sammy's pulling up. He wants to keep it on that side. He looks for the lefty up the line, and
Oh, Davis comes
Yeah.
off the back of the stack with Fletcher and pretty much gets that block. Don't know if it was touched, but
ghosty. I'm sure he'll attest to it being touched.
this
Baddocks
is really
looking
where
big.
Predator won it as well, though.
Absolute dime from Baddocks to Lockie. Okay, and that's in. So they've done another upwind.
Yeah, and we're here at Predator 7 and Sneak 3. It's and if Predator can consolidate this downwind, just get a quick block and score that goal, then they're going to be away and singing for half.
Absolutely, sitting pretty coming into half. So Sneak definitely want to get a few more back before half, just so they can kind of shake that momentum up a little bit. Because if Predator take this into half, they might not stop. They're looking very confident, especially upwind. They've had a few mistakes, but for the most part, their throws have come off very consistently, and they've been quite safe with them. We've seen a few odd shots, but I'd back them to carry this into the second half.
Also be taking a bit of knowledge out of women's ultimate. If you're sparing on players, you're more sure about what you're going to throw because you don't want to have to keep running.
Absolutely, that's a great point.
And
I think,
yeah, that one set of legs, they know that Sneak's got them, so maybe making the difference here, being a bit safer, being a bit smarter, getting that turn and making sure they keep a hold of it.
Absolutely, play smart, play smart. But we've got Joe coming in here for the pool. I think Nunu's been demoted, unfortunately.
Could just be a disgustingly lady pool, which I know Petry's very good at.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Oh, here we go.
And
Oh, I
you
knew
weren't
it.
wrong.
Is it going to stay in though?
Coming back in,
Oh,
the wind's
that's
pushed
pretty
that.
good.
The wind's pushed that a lot.
It's going to roll onto this downwind sideline as well, which is really not probably where they want it.
No, very well placed pull by Joe there.
Hong being chilly with that disc is really
Very
what
nice.
really what
Throws it
Sneak
upfield
wants.
to Seng, still on that same sideline. Seng puts it up, but it blades very fast over the shoulders of Connor, and has rolled another 5 meters back as well. So Predator coming in. Joe's picking up the disc, and Baddocks is off to the races.
Quick
Looked
switch from Ogden to Seng there.
Lovely movement from Predator here. Throws the nice inside to a big Lockie. He's paused it, they're moving up, resetting. Okay. Clean, close movement from Sean there to get it up to Nunu. Nunu pops out a nice floaty one, and he's nailed that, hasn't he?
You got really Mayer in acres of space without a defender, so I have to believe there was some sort of call.
Yeah. If someone's doing the Slav squat in the middle of the field, you know they've called it big. Everyone's looking quite knackered. I think they just appreciate having a break.
Sounds potentially like Ogden's call to pick on Baddocks, but they're not sure if it affected the throw. So, yeah, it stands as a goal, and that is half-time.
Half-time it is.
And
Okay.
we'll join you back for the second half shortly.
Okay, and we are coming back off half. They've had a nice little break, so there's no excuse anymore. And we're going to see how Sneak bounce back. Okay.
Yeah. And touch wood, the wind has died down slightly. I'll apologise in advance if we've just kicked it.
Yeah.
Commentator's curse, potentially.
Knock on some wood right now. If there's any around. Rex, come here.
And we've got Fletcher coming down with the pull, Sneak going downwind, and half of Sneak are still having a chat about their strat.
It's looking good. It's coming down just in the corner.
That's
Sid
a really
catches.
nice pull.
Centres through to Baddix. Baddix goes to Joe. And they've got that up quite far. They've
and I reckon they've thrown a zone, have Sneak. Oh,
yes,
the Frisbee gods have listened.
They have indeed. Sammy's looking at the back. We've got Sang and Connor on wings. It looks to be, yeah, Hong in the middle with a three-man cup. Okay, so they're moving through it quite nicely. Doesn't seem like there's too much pressure on Predator here. No call.
Got Davis calling a double team there, I reckon.
Okay, through to... Okay, back to Sean. He's real commandeering this offense, isn't he? Big around, but that one bladed into the ground. Mile didn't even have an opportunity to grab that. So
Actually could be a zone of the way forward for Sneak. And Ogden looking to shoot for Fletcher. Is this going to be second time's the charm? Kind of looks like it. Yeah, yours. Nice, very nice.
Very spicy throw in the wind, but he's nailed that to perfection and kind of gets a good opportunity there. Okay, and he capitalised on it. So that's a very nice bounce back from Sneak there, putting on the zone, switching it up, and then a very sharp, quick offense. Okay, and that's what we like to see. So let's see if they can maybe back that up and get an upwinder here. Try and change the momentum coming into the start of the second, because if they jump on it now, they've got a bit of an opportunity to make up those four points they're currently in deficit.
Got Ogden coming off here, which is potentially, I'm not sure. I mean, he's probably this team's biggest thrower.
Absolutely.
Which you're definitely gonna need some big throwers to go up into this wind. But it has sort of kind of died down.
Yeah.
So they could be all right.
Relatively.
Interesting to see if they'll put that zone back on going downwind, or if they'll go back to a match with maybe a poach off the back.
I'd like to see
going
them
into
try
this
it some
wind.
more.
I think it's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting that turn there was a bit of insight into what the zone can do in this wind. But now that we've got Predator coming downwind, it might not be so effective. So we shall see.
It's very downwind now.
Absolutely. You were right to call that the wind would pick up and
Commentator's curse. I'm really sorry, everyone.
Commentator's curse indeed. We're looking good. Got the pull from Connor, just short a little bit, but again, that wind's making it very difficult to pull it upwind. So we've got Baddix to Joe, nice and easy. Okay. Got the zone on again. So we've got a tongue on the mark, he's throwing it, but they're moving around quite nicely for now. Baddix rips one across field to Meyer and acres of space. Beautiful toss. Meyer throws to Sid. We're only a few metres outside of the end zone now. Okay, back to Sean.
Pretty much on the front. Up the line cut will definitely get you a goal there.
Oh.
A nice round from Davis, but just fumbles out of Baddix's hands, and Fletcher's coming in to pick up this disc to try and go upwind with Sneak.
Bit unlucky there. Takes the easy. They're going to try and move it with their legs here. Okay, need to play a bit more consistent, so get that movement going, get the cuts being a bit more consistent. Seng almost has a bit of a drop, but he holds on to it. The nice inside, beautiful from Seng. Hong puts that up, and that's
Baddix has absolutely maxed that into the wind.
But he's lucky enough that wins.
He says, "I'm so sorry to my team that I just put a big risk there."
And they've got it moving. Predator's moving quick. They want to get this going before they can set up the zone.
And ideally they want to send that disc back over to the far sideline, because the wind's really going to pull it back towards our commentary sideline, or the camera sideline. And if they can get it back over there, then it's a fairly decent like flick or backhand huck down the field, and you know it's not going to come out.
Yeah, it's definitely the safer side of this stage. So let's see if Nunes can move it a little bit.
He'll really want to look to break to Baddocks, and then they'll look to get a swing.
That's exactly what he does.
Sean's going busted across. You've got Davis going up high, and this is the position they really wanted in to try and send it deep. And Davis has done it. He's listened to me. Genius.
Absolutely.
Down to Eichner. Can't go wrong with that combo. They've been playing together for, what, like 2 years or 3 years now, and it's pretty much unstoppable.
Absolutely. Great stuff from Predator there to pull that out. But very good movement. They're playing there through their structures and just nailing everything they try to do. So I think we've got Sammy coming back on here, so going to have a big throw, and let's see what Sneak does in the next few points. Might try changing up their offense, because it seems like Predator's got their number at this stage.
Potentially, yeah. I would say like still a bit of a win there. Getting a turn on a downwind point is still quite a good win.
Definitely pushed him back.
Sneak. This zone could be the way to carry on if they've got the time. I'd say if I was Sammy, I'd be looking to set up that zone on the turn, and just put a bit more pressure behind the disc, and not let them run around you so much.
Okay. I thought about calling out the lines, but considering they barely changed, I think we're all good. Who have we got with disc? Go back to Nunu.
Maybe he's the designated upwind puller for this team.
I think he's quite confident in his abilities, and rightly so. He's shown it again and again this game that he can put that disc quite far up the field despite the wind. He's got a big pull from Nunes. That looks beautiful. That's going to hang.
Predator gonna
or not
get it underneath that. Oh, it's
sorry, Nunes.
Just come out.
That's the classic commentator's curse right there. Called it too early, but we've got Sammy coming in with the brick, and what seems to be an unmarked dump, or just Joseph's horrible defense. I'm not too sure.
Could just be poaching up into the lane. It's actually quite hard to throw into that wind.
Yeah, but that's the side of the field. I think Baddocks is coming around that
you
mark.
got Connor like absolutely bombing it deep. There's a switch that's gone off with Sid there, but Fletcher's still there by himself. There's really not a lot you can do about that.
The connection today, isn't it? That's just Sammy and Connor just knowing exactly what each other want. So good stuff to them. That's 2 quick points, but we've yet to see Sneak work the disc up effectively so far this game, and to get that upwind break, that's definitely what they're going to have to do. So let's hope for the next few points we can kind of see them push that a little bit further, get a few turns on Predator, and try and get some breaks back. But after that, I'd be pretty happy if I was them.
Definitely. It's a very classic Connor Fletcher move to come and just circle around the entire stack. I've seen him do it maybe, I would say, at least 20 times a game.
Yeah.
It's strange that people haven't quite caught on to just sitting a poach off the back and letting him run himself around and just picking up the poach.
That's right. He's taken a break for this point because he's run his ass off. So unfortunately, there will be no Sammy to Connor this point. Let's see what their alternate option is. We've got Sammy with the pull, and the wind's slowing down a little bit, but gusty at some point. So let's see if they can use this, get a turn, and then maybe work it up whilst the wind's lower.
Yep, potentially looking to come down in this zone again and get that turn, and this time they've got sort of more of their power thrower on, that if they need to take that shot upwind, they do have somebody that can do that.
Big pull from Sammy.
That's a very nice pull. The wind has basically disappeared, so there's no excuse for that to go out, and it hasn't.
Stunning.
Mad congrats.
And Ferdy is right on that. He's keen.
Oh, he's big with that throw up.
Big disc up to the sideline. Got a moving off to sit on the far side. Okay, we got back to Nunu. They've come back in.
Looks like they're forcing the sort of downwind camera sideline, trying to make sure that if those throws break around, they're hard and they're probably going to pop up.
Yeah.
And they've switched to a match now.
Very nice.
Potentially wasn't even zone in the first place. Just commentating what I wanted to see.
Just going to will it into existence. We got Joe pulling a few players deep, but we got the easy under to Lockie. Lockie off to Sean. Sean's on the close sideline, and there's been a call.
I think P has been caught on Eichner running through to try and mark Davis there. And he'll catch up a couple of steps. Nobody going deep for Davis, and he'll look to reset for Baddocks. Losing a bit of ground there, but maintaining possession of the disc. Right up the guts and a dish off. Back to Baddocks. Davis going up the line. He'll really look for somebody in that front corner, and there's nobody there, and Nunu's there, and he's right on the end zone cone. And Joe's just going to try and body his way through there and then come back for the dump.
Looking for the around now. We don't want to be jamming into this corner, but Baddocks, oh no, to Sean.
Davis takes advantage of a face mark there and just has it popped over the top by Petrie.
Easy score for Predator. They've worked that well. Very calm the way up. So got 10-5, and we're looking at a fair deficit at this point of the game, so we need Sneak to put a bit of effort in, but I feel that they have called
a timeout.
So we'll leave them to it and come back in a second.
Perfect, and we're back in the open air commentary booth, as you can hear.
Very open air at this stage, loving it.
And we have Predator with the pull, looking to go upwind again. Malhotra, trying not to pull this bad boy out.
No, he's got this. He's moved his pulling position a bit more towards the camera, so I think he's adapting. I like it. Like
Definitely has, yeah.
Bear Grylls style. He's a survivor. Okay, he's looking calm, and Sneak's looking ready to go, so let's see how we go. The wind's come back in, and Chance has ripped that one. That is a stunner.
That's a beautiful pull. Caught by Ogden.
A stunner deal.
And centered to Doe.
Okay, Connor's going for the big again. Definitely not on this stage, and we're looking for the ground disc to Sammy. Okay, they're getting a bit stuck. There's very little movement in that stack for Sneak. Okay, so they need to be a bit more proactive with the movement. Baddocks boost that one right into the ground. The wind caught him off. I don't think he was ready for that. So, unfortunately, 2 quick turns, but Sneak is lucky enough to get it back on their side. And they're going to have another opportunity to put this downwind in.
And we'll see whether or not Ogden just wants to send this and get it away from his own end zone.
And right now, I think he's 2 from 3, and Sean
and
gets
he's just thrown it to Davis for free.
And Davis flips it into Baddocks, and that is
an upwind.
Not exactly what you want, is it, Mickey?
It's really, look, no, if I was on that team, it wouldn't be ideal.
No. That would sting a little bit, but
it is. It's a tough choice that Ogden was faced with there. It's either send it down the line and potentially risk it going out, or like risk a turn, but you get the space back, or you send that shot across the field, which is ideally what you want because you want to be sending from that far sideline.
Yeah.
But you risk the poach off from pretty much anywhere. There's a lot of time that disc is in the air. And that means there's a lot of time for somebody to come and snatch it right up.
Absolutely, but we're still not seeing a whole lot of movement from the stack. I think that's definitely where they need to start focusing a bit more of their team chat on the way to and forth, just working out who's going to be going where at what point and having that clear, concise idea of what their plan is, because it seems like everyone's got their own idea for who should be cutting, and it's leaving them in a bit of a pickle. So
Definitely. I think also one of the other things is you've got Fletcher predominantly making that initiating cut, and due to the way that he's making that cut, it's very powerful if he gets a position that he wants. However, if not, it takes a bit too much time to send another person out of the stack. And that might be why people are a bit more stationary.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we've just seen the brick by Noons, so
yeah,
he's getting pretty close to being forever demoted. So he's got to be careful in the next few points. But we're looking for Sammy to come back in. He's going to take it from the center. We've got them setting up in a bit of a stack, but it looks like Connor's isolated on the side. Well, not anymore.
He hasn't got any defense though. Oh yeah, he's got Davis.
Yeah, there it is. So
he's nice, going to look to make this big cut again, I reckon.
Nice early movement, but it's going to be hard for Sammy to pump that disc. Okay. Very nice inside.
Big inside.
Beautiful. We've got a lot of deep motion, but not too much under. That gets fingers to that, and that is just enough for Lockie to pick that one out. Okay.
I think got Malhotra with the tips on that one, and you got Eichner going deep with no defense, and that's a really nice shot from Baddix. It's going to be pretty difficult to stop.
Very, very nice. That is a quick turn, and as Predator have done for the whole game, they got that moving really quick and just had the options ready to go. So great shot from there, Baddix to Lockie. So congratulations, Predator, but they've pushed this lead out. It's now 12-5, and that's not something that looks really great, and it's something that takes a bit of a mental toll on the players. So if Sneak's going to stand up and make a comeback, now's the time.
I think one of the best things about Super League 2020 that I've noticed is there's no scoreboards. So potentially as a player, it's a lot easier to ignore the score because there's nothing to help you keep track of it apart from your own brain. And we all know that the only person who keeps track of the score is Marty Tonkin. A unique skill being on Marty's team, but potentially a bit mentally challenging for the guy.
Yes.
It's actually probably a good question to ask him at a later date.
Must take its toll, but I think that's a very good point. If you're not really focusing on the score, you can definitely cool down a little bit more and kind of settle into the game much better. So we'll see. Hopefully that's the way Sneak's going to approach this. But this is a very pivotal point in the game. They've got the downwinds, and if they don't get this one, they're going to be stuck in a bit of a sticky situation with Predator taking the next downwind. Okay, so we've got Noons on the pull. He's looking to rip that one, and he's done it.
It's nice. That's a really nice upwind
Very
pull.
consistent today he's been.
Pretty much around the brick mark every single time. Maybe a bit further, pushing a bit further.
Okay, now they're looking a little bit stuck. There's a lot of movement, and that's...
Got Sammy on the ground, which is rare.
It is. But
a bit too much quick movement there from Sneak.
Yeah.
And we got Baddix with it on the turn.
Great awareness from Hong to pick up the Baddix is looking for that, so he's pulled it back up. Now let's see if Sneak can clear up their offense a little bit. Okay, moved it around. They've got it on the very nice side.
They got Windsor going deep, and there's been a pick call, and Windsor has, I would say, almost definitely stopped, but whether or not he was going to get there is a question. But, you know, we give people the benefit of the doubt here in Ultimate, so the disc is going to come back. Gentleman that Joseph Petrie is going to run and get it. No? You reckon it's turnover, Rex?
Rex is basically our umpire, isn't he?
Rex is basically our everything he does.
Rex is our life.
He's got all the tools. He does the replays. He does the live streaming. He's really just, he's just the guy.
I might set up a GoFundMe for Rex, just so if any of you watching feel like you want to send some money Rex's way, he's always welcome to it. And he'll return it in soft serves. He takes cash only, sorry. No traceable income for Rex.
And we're back in with Seng.
Hong's pumping it deep, but we're just looking for the easy to Sammy. Okay, Sammy's held it, but there's still very little movement. Very static, and Sean
Davis goes flying.
Connor fakes it on the flick side.
Fat side down to 30. Is he going to get there? He's going to need to go flying.
Betty is fast, but unfortunately the wind just pushed that one a little bit out of his reach, and he was unable to pick that up before the end of the end zone.
And while I would have been super amped for a layout there, I think potentially Ramadan may have laid out the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
But this is potentially a good position for Sneak. The wind's still there, and so it means that disc could potentially pop up, and that's really what they want to try and get those Ds. They've shown that they can do it, so let's just see if they can do it beyond their own attacking brick mark and just put it in for an easy breezy goal.
Get it stopped early, but here we have Predator setting up in their horizontal, which is done quite well this game. We've got Sean going straight off deep. Petrie's looking for it, but doesn't take it. Backs up a little bit to Baddix. Baddix throws that easy across to Lockie. Okay, now we want to get it off this sideline because he's in the...
It's in the dirty corner.
He's in the dirty corner indeed. And we've got the around, sends it off to Sid. Sid puts it right back to Sean with his beautiful hands. He catches that one. Across to Joe for the big grab, and Lockie's on his bike. They're taking the safe options here. They're moving it very well. Okay. Sneaks seems like they're just one step behind at this point. Okay. Great movement from Predator. Sean fakes the around. Gets Connor to bike, gets it around to Petrie. Okay. Petrie hits the small around to Noons. Okay. Nice, easy under to Meyer, back to Baddix. Okay. Sean's looking to take up the dump and swing it. See Sid going deep, but no option there. Noons comes around, bodies. And Sean's popped up a nice floater for Joe to...
Oh, Joe!
Great grab in the corner.
I think he's in as well.
I think he has.
That's a really nice look.
That was. Just enough touch for Joe to get underneath it. But he threw him open. So he created an option there. And that's Predator going up, 13-5. So...
Definitely made Petrie work for it, though.
He did. But that's only because there's a camera here. If there was no camera here, it would have been much easier.
I'd also argue if he just ate less KFC. Quite public knowledge, but Joseph Petrie's favourite food is probably the old Kentucky Fried.
That's all right. I'm sure KFC will listen to the stream and pick him up as a sponsor, so...
Oh, please don't. I think Outbreak Mountain will be really disappointed at that.
On your Petrie. And we got Noons coming down with a pull. So it seems like Sneak had some runs in this game, but definitely not long enough to make a big difference. And they haven't been able to do it consistently enough to kind of combat Predator's consistent defense and offense. So at this stage, it's looking not too bright, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're probably asking yourself the question here, are Predator going to score on the upwind, or are they going to, is the Sneak going to hold on and Predator going to score on the downwind? They've been looking really strong, and they really haven't given that disc up too many times when it's come their way.
Absolutely. Okay.
Matt Hotcher with the pull. Oh, he's zoomed it, and you know what?
Zoomed it very far away.
In the words of Sean Davis, think back maybe 20 years, Aiden. You may not have been alive, but what were houses made out of 20 years ago?
They were made out of bricks, weren't they?
They were made out
out of bricks.
You'll even find some old ones around still with bricks now. Potentially your first house, maybe flat packed.
Absolutely.
It's hard to know these days where technology is going to go. And they're coming all the way up, actually. That must have gone out pretty early.
It was. Noons banked on the fact that it was going to pull back in, but it stayed on its path very true. So Sammy's got a very nice opportunity here. And let's see if Sneak can capitalise on that. So
potentially the most important thing here for Sneak is to not crowd that open space. Like, they've got a really nice channel here, and potentially by setting their stack up right in the middle of the field, they've already shut down that channel. You really want to move it over to the break side here.
Definitely. I reckon Sammy's going to look for that fat side. Ooh, he just pumps up the backhand to the back corner, and Seng has walked that through. So
he's caught Nunu facing the disc as well.
He has.
It's very hard to backtrack facing the disc.
If I remember correctly, that was Nunu's third strike. So let's see how Predator reacts to that. They might put Petrie back on the pool. Give Mr. KFC another opportunity. So let's see how they go. Let's see how they approach this upwind. All right.
We'll see if Sneak come down in that zone again.
Yep.
I would say they've had their most success with that zone.
I'd agree.
It's just whether or not the cup of that zone has got the legs to keep running.
It looks like they do.
Still got a lot of time left here. Only 56 minutes in.
So we might have an opportunity for an absolute comeback of the century if Sneak can kind of tighten up their offense and just create a few more opportunities on defense. So I have faith.
I'm all about a good comeback.
Oh, that'd be a sick story.
It would be pretty good. Unfortunately, I think we're not gonna, for anybody who was watching the cricket the other day, I'm not gonna see a run chase like that. But you know what? I'll be holding out high hopes for it. So here we go, Fletcher with the pull. And he'll want to try and make sure that this stays in and goes pretty deep into the end zone, I reckon. Oh, nice, fat, bladey, disgusting thing. That's going to come in pretty hot.
Just the yuck.
Yeah, if you're saying yuck to a pull, then you're
like...
It's
just too good.
You just don't really want it. And they've come down in that zone.
We're on
Great choice.
Got it away from the dirty corner, so Baddix is on the sideline. He's thrown it straight through to Lockie in acres of space. They're about to get this moving. Off to Sean. Sean's on the nice sideline. Let's call it the clean corner.
Clean corner.
Okay, and we're off to Petrie again. They're moving it very calm. Doesn't seem like Sneak's getting many opportunities to kind of have an opportunity at this disc, so it's looking quite good for Predator here. They're moving it very confidently.
I think something to note from this cup is that it's quite loose.
It is.
That it has to be with only 3 people in it. So it means the pops inside, pretty easy to get those discs. Because if you're Sneak and you're coming in risking the crash, you might see one of those throws like we just saw from Baddix going straight through all of you.
And they murdered that zone towards the end there. So good job to Predator, but that puts them at 14. So
this is game point, everyone.
It's looking good. Sneak look a little bit demoralised, unfortunately. But let's see if they can pull a few more points back, okay? That should be their goal. So hopefully that gives them a bit of motivation to put in some more points before they keel over. But with the way that Predator's playing, I don't know if that's going to be possible. They've been very commanding this whole game. And the movement from the handlers of that team just very nice. So we'll see. We've got Sean with the pull. Haven't seen Sean pull this game, have we? Is this man the technique god, I believe?
Well, it's going to be ironic if he pulls it out.
I'm pretty sure he was the father of all pullers in Adelaide, actually, if I remember correctly.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that's the original BJ, Beach, father of all pulls.
The father of all pulls.
That man has some absolutely hectic throws and some godly pulls.
Okay. So
and here we are. Oh, it's
Sean has chucked.
It's a bladey thing. Oh, Ogden's underneath it. He's not afraid of that. That's nice. Power move.
Power move indeed. If you're going to go out, you go out in style, am I right? And we've
definitely
got it on the dirty corner here. So let's see what Hong's going to do with this. He's got very little options coming in. Throws it around to Connor. Need to get that to the other side though. So you need to hit that around option. Oof, and Sean wants that, doesn't he? We're back to Sammy in the centre.
He's going to look for that switch, but nobody's picked him up, and he's going to have to chase Fletcher down anyway. And luckily, Fletcher's decided to come under, but Davis is wrecked.
He's still putting in 110%. Okay, so Connor's looking for a nice option. He's got tongue at the dump, throws it around. Hong's looking for the around, but the continuation comes a little late. Picks it up nice though.
Ogden in the middle here. This would be a good time to send it deep with Ramadan going.
30. Joe almost gets there.
30's in there, and I'm pretty sure that's a goal. He's in.
Is a stunner. He got fingertips on it, he says.
I don't think you get the points if you don't get the D, mate.
Exactly. I don't believe him. Not for 1 second. If he had a drumstick in his hand, he might have had a better chance.
Have a little look-sees on this small screen here. Little Nick, maybe?
Ooh,
oh, I don't know.
Maybe.
Could be.
There's potential, isn't there?
I don't know. The screen's too small. I think no points for Joe. No points. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, the ultimate score god has spoken. So let's just that was good. It was a good movement. They were actually getting the arounds, kind of putting it through the centre and taking nice options. So that's the first time we've seen Sneak really be that consistent, and it eventuates in a goal, as the classic Sammy to anyone deep always ends up being. But let's see if they can get a downwind of that. They've just done an upwind, and I think that was their first upwind point for the game.
No, it's a second after that that outpull from Malhotra a few points ago.
Sorry, my bad.
That's the first time they've worked it the full, let's say 64 metres, if it's the appropriate length field.
It's got to be regulation, surely.
I'd like to think surely. Like, I think Brill's put a lot of work into this league, and it looks really good. And I'd say the fields would look pretty impeccable as well.
Oh, they look gorgeous. That's why Sean's lying down on them so often.
Definitely, yeah.
He loves
just got to take a rest on this lush grass.
You do. Just happens to be in motion a lot of the time. Okay, so we've got Connor coming in with a big wind. That's a yuck right there.
That is a big yuck. That could be a yuck out though. Like, that's a yuck for both sides, really.
He's almost hit the vehicle over there, unfortunately.
It's Smart Hutcher's motorbike.
That was a Malhotra throw as well.
That could have been
taking a leaf out of
the irony.
He's got Joseph Petrie walking in very calmly.
And Predator will just be looking to work it up when they know they can do it.
Yeah,
and they'll just be looking not to take any silly options or push any difficult throws.
Yeah, the pressure's on though. When you get to that last point, it seems to get in your headspace. So let's see how they deal with that. Got very sharp movement. Doesn't seem like anybody's tired. Everyone's still got legs. Baddix wanted it deep, but no option there. So Noons pumps it under to Baddock short.
Got no dump often with this Predator team.
No, they don't, but they've got a very mobile team, so everyone's constantly moving around, making space for that. And we've got one up to Joe. Joe looks like he's right on the line.
Looks off Mayer. Probably could have dished it to him, but
He did.
way to be safe. And Mayer gets it anyway.
Sean pops it over the line for the win, so congratulations, Predator.
Predator really quite a
Stunner of
dominant
game.
display.
It was, wasn't it? Showed a lot of versatility through their offense and defense, and just very consistent through the field.
Yeah,
So-
and they'll shake hands, have a spirit circle, and cheer about the good times.
Good times, question mark.
And look back on the season, I'm sure, with lots of joy.
And fondness.
And funness. And join us back here in, I don't know, a certain amount of time, and we'll be on with the grand final with Flatballsy and Zimmer.
Sweet.
ULTI.TV.